Hello there. Thank you. Thank you. Hey. Very good. Thank you. Please. Oops.
You have fans in
I
the
know.
audience.
Look at that. Wonderful to be with the fans.
Professor Muhammad.Yunus, a very warm welcome
Thank
to the
you.
New York Times and to our Climate Forward event. You have inherited what you've called a revolutionary transition. You're tasked with restoring order, restoring the economy, creating jobs for the young people who are out on the streets, demonstrating accountability, but all of this amid a climate crisis.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Does it require a fundamental rethinking of how a country like yours prospers on a hotter planet?
Well, thank you for raising that question. We don't have the word start. We said reform. The whole theme of the government that we inherited from the student movement and the student revolution that just took place, which brought us into the power, is reform. We don't want to go back to what has happened to Bangladesh until August 5 this year. So the way they express it is that we push the reset button, it's done, build a new Bangladesh. So we are not inheriting things from our past.
Okay.
We build it completely new. So that's the task. Reform is the big agenda for us in every sector, because we have inherited devastated economy, devastated institution, destroyed the structures everywhere, policies. So we have to go build again in a new format. So this is the period that we go through the reform. Once the reform agenda is done, then we go for the election and have the new government come in.
How do you do this in the middle of a climate crisis? This is something you have thought about for many years. You've talked about creating a society with zero emissions and zero poverty. What's your vision for how a country can prosper?
Yeah, it's very difficult. The way I express it is more drastic way. I said over time that we have been in this planet. We are very smart. We created a lot of smart things in the world. But we created a civilization which is a self-destructive civilization. So we have no escape route from this civilization but to destroy ourselves.
What do you mean self-destructive?
Self-destructive means if you see what is happening to the environment will make sure that the way we have damaged it, continue to damage it, will not let us survive on this planet. That's a self-destructive civilization, because it's not happening because God has willed it. It's happening because the way we behave every day. And that's the result we get. So we have to go to the original. What are the basic principles of the civilization? What is the basic structure of the civilization? Where this destruction part comes out of it? Can we redesign the civilization in a different way, which will be beautiful world, self-supporting, enjoying life for every form of life on this planet? Yes, we can. We are smart enough to design that. But we are stupid enough to do something bad, which we are suffering right now. So we have to go back to the basics.
That's a tall order.
It's a tall order.
In practical terms, what does that mean for you?
It means the economic system that we built is the key to the destruction of this planet. The whole economic system is based on one basic principle: maximization of profit. So you see only yourself. In the maximization of profit, you don't see what the planet is, what your neighbor is. You don't consider anything. That's what we teach in our business classes. That's what we practice in our business practices and so on and so forth. Maximization of profit. The more profit you make, more successful you are. Nobody cares if you make lots of money, how much damages you have done to this planet in the process. That's not accounted for. So you go on merrily, make money, and so in the process we destroyed this planet. In the process we destroyed the society, created massive amount of wealth concentration. Every day, wealth is getting to the top. Well, the civilization and economic framework that we built, wealth never comes downwards. It has no practice of that. It always goes to the top. Everything that we do, it all goes to the top. So every day, the people who are rich get richer. People who are in the bottom languish there. They have no mechanism to survive, no mechanism to move up. That is not the concern of the economy. That's a wrong economic design. If you want to design economics, we can design it in a way where wealth will not go up. Wealth will be with everybody, rather than be concentrated in few hands. A small fraction of the entire world population owns, say, 80%, 90% of the wealth. It's a shame that we have to create that kind of, and we don't pay any attention whatsoever. We just enjoy, our GDP is increasing, fantastic development is taking place. In the process, all the wealth goes to the top.
There is one school of thought that says industrialized countries, Europe, the United States, others, have built their economies through oil and coal and gas. And now, when developing countries have that chance, they should also do so and use their own resources.
Make it
in fact, we had the president of Guyana here on stage earlier this morning, and he said this is our chance to produce oil and to prosper. What's your thinking along those lines?
That thinking is wrong thinking. Just because you destroy it, I have the right to destroy it too. That's not a logic. I stop you from destroying. And I don't destroy because they never destroyed us. Bangladesh, for example, small country with a big population, 170 million people. One of the most densely populated country in the whole world. So you imagine that if we start destroying the planet, we can do it very fast. But instead, we are the victims of the environmental damages that the rest of the world is doing to the planet. So we are suffering. So if you say, now, we go and destroy the same way that they have done because we follow their footpath, the footprints and develop the economy they have done, so we make it faster. Destruction becomes faster. That's why we say the way we have created this planet, the civilization that we have created for ourselves, it is self-destructive civilization. We are not considering how to protect this planet. We are very concentrated on destroying this planet. The more destruction you make, richer you get. That's it.
You've just said that, countries like yours are the victims of 150 years of fossil fuel burning. Bangladesh is one of the most vulnerable countries to sea level rise, storm surges,
you name it.
Very erratic monsoons, and rising temperatures, which, I have felt on my visits there during the hot season. What do rich countries owe countries like yours? Anything?
Build walls so that you can't destroy us. You must find a way. Why should we carry the burden of all the destruction that you put on us? You are the cause. We are the result. And why should it be? So nobody raised that voice. We celebrate, your quality of life is improving, you're making lots of money, all the wealth. You see, I talked about wealth concentration as individuals. Individuals, 5%, 10% of the people owning 90% of the wealth of the whole world. What about the countries? 10 countries in the whole world, just 10 countries, own probably 90% of the wealth of the entire world. What kind of world is that? What kind of civilization is that? And we say we are not smart enough to redesign it? Of course, we are smart enough to redesign it. If we are paying attention to it, we are not paying attention to it. You are always talking about one damage of the environment here, one damage is here. We're always saying the symptoms of this. We're not getting to the cause of it. So I'm saying get to the cause of it. We can have a beautiful planet if we redesign the system. And that's where we have been talking about. We can, in my language, I say we have to create a new civilization based on 3 zeros. 0 net carbon emission, 0 wealth concentration, 0 unemployment. These are the 3 zeros that we have accomplished. And we can do that.